Southern Africa, late 1600s. The once mighty Great Zimbabwe Kingdom is fading into history, its stone walls now silent witnesses to a changing era. But as the old kingdom declines, a new power is rising from the shadows, ready to claim its place in the sun. Out of the remnants of the Mutapa state, the Rozvi Empire emerges, a Shona-speaking group determined to make their mark on the region's history. They settle on the high Zimbabwean plateau, between the Zambezi and Limpopo rivers, a land blessed with gold, ivory, and fertile soil, perfect for building a new civilization. The Rozvi inherit the stone-building genius and political know-how of Great Zimbabwe, but they're not content to simply follow in old footsteps. They dream of building something even greater, a legacy that will outshine their ancestors. Their name, Rozvi, means the Destroyers, a title that commands respect and hints at their fierce ambitions and military prowess. With a prime location and abundant resources at their disposal, the Rozvi are poised to dominate trade, control wealth, and shape the destiny of southern Africa. The real turning point comes in the 1680s when the legendary Changamire Dombo rises to unite the Shona groups under one powerful banner, forging a new sense of identity and purpose. Dombo's leadership transforms scattered independent communities into a powerful unified empire, capable of defending itself and expanding its influence. This wasn't just a takeover, it was a strategic alliance with Dombo as the driving force, bringing together rival chiefs and forging new bonds of loyalty. The Rozvi are now ready to shape a new era in African history, standing tall as a symbol of unity, strength, and ambition. Their rise is swift, their ambitions clear, to become the new bosses of southern Africa, and to leave a mark that will be remembered for generations. The stage is set for the Rozvi Empire's remarkable story, a tale of resilience, vision, and the birth of a new African power. Daily life in the Rozvi Empire was deeply rooted in family, farming, and the keeping of cattle. These three pillars shaped every aspect of existence, from the food people ate to the way they organized their communities. Most people worked the land, growing staple crops like sorghum and millet, which were vital for both nutrition and trade. Families lived in close-knit homesteads, often surrounded by fields and gardens, where everyone contributed to the daily work. Cattle were everything, wealth, status, and currency all rolled into one. They were a symbol of prosperity, used in ceremonies, and even played a role in marriage negotiations. The more cattle you owned, the higher your standing in society. Herds were carefully tended and passed down through generations, representing a family's legacy. At the top was the king, the Mambo, followed by powerful chiefs, respected headmen, and then the common people, farmers, herders, artisans, and soldiers who formed the backbone of the nation. Servants and war captives formed the lowest rung, often working in the fields or serving in households, but still playing a role in the community's survival. The Rozvi were skilled artisans making beautiful pottery, strong iron tools, and intricate crafts that reflected their creativity and expertise. Every village was a hub of craftsmanship, producing goods essential for daily life and for trade with neighboring peoples, helping the Rozvi connect with the wider world. Loyalty to the Mambo and to one's community was the glue that held society together, fostering a sense of belonging and shared purpose. Life wasn't just about survival, it was about building, creating, and belonging. People celebrated together, worked together, and supported each other through challenges. The Rozvi's social structure was clear, but it was their sense of unity, pride, and mutual respect that made their society thrive for generations. Their culture valued hard work, skill, and cooperation, encouraging everyone to contribute to the greater good. This was the heartbeat of the Rozvi nation, a vibrant, resilient community built on tradition, unity, and the spirit of its people. The Rozvi built cities of stone, masterpieces like Danangombe and Kami, which still stand today as silent witnesses to a powerful civilization that once thrived in southern Africa. These cities were not just settlements, but symbols of ambition and ingenuity, rising from the earth with a sense of permanence and pride. Their massive walls were assembled without a single drop of mortar, each stone carefully placed to interlock perfectly, creating structures that have endured for centuries. These cities were both fortresses and works of art, showcasing the Rozvi's engineering brilliance and their deep understanding of the land and its resources. At the center of it all was the Mambo, the king, who held both political and spiritual power, guiding his people through times of peace and conflict. The Mambo's word was law, and his court was the heart of the empire, where decisions were made that shaped the destiny of the Rozvi people. Regional chiefs managed provinces, collected tribute, and kept the empire running smoothly, ensuring that the king's will reached every corner of the land. But the true legend was Changamire Dombo, a leader whose name would echo through history. Dombo rose to power in the late 1600s, defeating the Portuguese invaders and reclaiming the gold mines that were the lifeblood of the region's wealth and influence. He wasn't just a conqueror, he was a liberator, uniting the region under Rozvi rule and inspiring hope among his people. Dombo's reign established a centralized, powerful state with a strong military, capable of defending its borders and maintaining order. His name, meaning rock, fit his unshakable leadership and the enduring strength he brought to his people. Every Rozvi king after him took the title Changamire in his honor, a tradition that cemented his place as the founder of a dynasty. Dombo's legacy was a dynasty built on strength, unity and vision, inspiring generations to strive for greatness. Under his rule, the Rozvi became the undisputed superpower of the region, their influence stretching far and wide. His story set the tone for generations to come, leaving a mark on history that endures to this day. The Rozvi military was the empire's backbone, disciplined, strategic, and fierce. Every able-bodied man could be called to arms, creating a massive, fast-assembling army. Their main rivals were the Portuguese, who tried to control the gold trade. Changamire Dombo's forces, using traditional weapons and clever tactics, drove the Portuguese out. The Rozvi's signature move was the cowhorn formation, later made famous by the Zulu. This strategy encircled enemies, crushing them with coordination and discipline. Psychological warfare, chants, formations, and sheer numbers struck fear into opponents. The army also kept order within the empire, quelling rebellions and collecting tribute. Military might was the glue that held the Rozvi together for nearly 2 centuries. Their warriors ensured peace, stability, and Rozvi dominance. The Rozvi's culture was rich, blending spiritual beliefs with daily life. They worshipped Mwari, the creator god, through spirit mediums and sacred shrines. The Mambo was both king and chief priest, reinforcing his authority. Trade fueled the empire's wealth. They controlled gold fields and traded with Swahili, Arab, and Indian merchants. Gold and ivory flowed out. Luxury goods like cloth and beads flowed in. These imports were status symbols for the elite, showing off their global connections. Art and craftsmanship thrived. Pottery, stonework, music, and dance were central to Rozvi identity. Oral traditions kept history and values alive, passed down through generations. The Rozvi's confidence came from their achievements, defeating Europeans, building cities, and dominating trade. Their culture was a source of unity and pride. They saw themselves as heirs to great Zimbabwe, guardians of the land. This swagger was as vital as their military strength. After nearly 2 centuries, the Rozvi Empire faced its downfall in the early 1800s. Droughts devastated crops and cattle, weakening the economy and causing unrest. The Mifakane, a wave of chaos and migration, brought new threats from the south. Warrior groups, including those led by Queen Nyamazana, raided and destabilized the empire. The final blow came from the Ndebele, led by King Mzilikazi, who conquered the Rozvi heartland. The Rozvi, weakened by drought, division, and invasion, couldn't withstand the Ndebele assault. The last Mambo was killed and the empire was absorbed into the new Ndebele state. The fall was swift and brutal, a combination of environmental disaster, internal strife, and external pressure. Political infighting only hastened the collapse. The Rozvi era ended, and a new chapter in Zimbabwe's history began. The Rozvi Empire's legacy endures as a symbol of African strength and ingenuity. They proved an African power could defeat European colonizers and control its destiny. Their stone cities, Kami, Danangombe, Nalatale, still stand as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. These ruins are monuments to Rozvi engineering, artistry, and organization. The Shona people, direct descendants of the Rozvi, carry their language, customs, and beliefs into modern Zimbabwe. The Rozvi story is a source of national pride and a reminder of a glorious past. Their rise and fall challenge old narratives, showing Africa's dynamic, innovative history. The Rozvi weren't just a chapter, they were giants of African history.